I am calling this meeting of the Transportation Committee to order. Can I have a roll call, please?
Colbert.
Here.
Evans.
Here.
Garcia. Ozog.
Here.
Planatore.
Here.
Zay.
Here.
Okay, do we have any public comment today?
None.
None, okay. All right, next I move for approval of the minutes of the Tuesday, 21st, 2025 Transportation Committee meeting.
Second.
Second, okay. Comments, questions, changes? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, next up, we have some budget transfers. I move for approval of item 252644. Budget transfer of $8,500 from contingencies, IMRF $4,500, and employer share Social Security $4,000. Additional funds are required due to increased employer obligations resulting from newly implemented union salary rates. I have a second. Comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, next I move for approval of 252651 budget transfer of $61,000 from contingencies to employee medical and hospital insurance funds needed to accommodate the unforeseen medical expenses.
Second.
Second, any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Next I move for DTR 3525 agreement between the County of DuPage and Oxcart Permit Systems overweight, overdimension permitting services as needed for the Division of Transportation for the period December 1st, 2025 through November 30th, 2029, no county cost. Second. Okay, any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Next I move for approval of 252680. Amendment to DTR 79A23 rescind prior approved local public agency agreement due to change in project cost participation. And approve updated local public agency agreement between the County of DuPage and the Illinois Department of Transportation for County Highway 9, Lamont Road, and County Highway 31, 87th Street. Estimated county cost $4,591,614.
Second.
Second, okay, any comments, questions, changes? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, I move for approval of DTR 3425 intergovernmental agreement between the County of DuPage and the Illinois State Toll Highway Authority for certain portions of bridge improvements of the Ronald Reagan Memorial Tollway, I-88, and its crossroad bridges with a total estimated county cost of $1,857,217.06.
Second.
And second, comments, questions, changes? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, next, item 10, I move to receive and place on file TEP 1825. Recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Verizon Wireless for wireless tablet and machine-to-machine services for the Sheriff's Office, Division of Transportation, Stormwater and Public Works for the period November 16th, 2025 through September 30th, 2026, for a total contract amount not to exceed $33,510, contract pursuant to the Governmental Joint Purchasing Act. Okay, receiving any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Receiving and place on file. All right, next we have presentations with transit updates from PACE and RTA. And I'm going to turn it over to Chris Rose, if you would update us on what is new, and there is plenty.
Good morning, Chair and members of the Transportation Committee. First, I want to acknowledge the passing of Senate Bill 2111 and share that PACE is deeply grateful to the legislators who recognize the essential role public transportation plays in connecting communities, improving lives, as well as the regional economy. This legislation ensures that PACE can not only maintain service, but also enhance it. With the new investment, we are poised to deliver more service like those detailed in PACE's revision plan can now become a reality. This reimagining of our network will expand service, increase frequency, and deliver stronger, more resilient transit system for years to come. We've been busy over the past year preparing for various service concepts for the region, and now with more clarity on the future of transit funding in a minute, we are excited to be preparing our revision draft network plan for release in early 2026. Your input and support drive these improvements, and we're excited about what's ahead. Throughout our history, PACE has prided itself on being nimble and responsive to riders' needs, and that That commitment has not changed post-pandemic. We quickly right-sized our operations in immediate aftermath of the pandemic-related closures and stay-at-home orders. And we've consistently monitored our ridership to introduce new programs and service enhancements to align our resources. Some examples of those are our Van Gogh program, as well as expansion of on-demand, and then adjustments in fares on our van pool. PACE has made thoughtful strategic investments in our system to enhance service on routes and increasing demand. This past year in DuPage County, PACE increased daily service on Route 332, River Road, York Road, added trips on Route 755, 850, 851, and 855, which operate on the I-55 bus and shoulder corridor to downtown Chicago. We added trips, longer service hours, increased frequency on both weekends and weekdays on Route 322, Cermak Road, 22nd Street. We added more trips and longer service hours on weekends on Route 301, Roosevelt Road. We also continued efforts to expand our expressway-based services and arterial rapid transit programs. This year, PACE launched I-290, I-88 Express Service Study in partnership with IDOT. The study explores the viability and demand for proposed I-290 and I-88 PACE Express service, which will offer limited stop service, reduce travel times, and maintain key connections to major suburban hubs. Additionally, our PACE Pulse Rapid Transit Network continues to advance. Pulse Cermak 22nd Street line, which is planned to provide enhanced service and infrastructure between the CTA Pink Line, Cermak Station in Cicero, and Yorktown Center area in Lombard, has advanced to the environmental review phase 1 design. In collaboration with local communities, PACE identified preliminary service recommendations, station locations, corridor improvements, and future evaluations. And I want to thank the chair for attending our Cermak CAG meeting, as well as some other members from District 2. These improvements are just a small part of what we can do with our system, and we want to do more, and we're ready to do more. And now with the funding, we can do more. As far as the general budget goes, there have been some changes. So I do want to point out that the RTA will be holding a special meeting of their board of directors on Thursday at 8:30 to revise the 2026 operating funding amounts for the estimates of 2027 and 28 based on Senate Bill 2111. So there'll be more details about our budget confirmed after that meeting's held. But the two things that I do want to highlight today is, first, the fare increases that were proposed will be put on hold. That is at the direction of the Senate Bill 2111, which holds fares steady for the first year to allow agencies to stabilize its systems. Second, most importantly, there will be funding to carry taxi access program and rideshare access program throughout next year. This possible suspension of tap and wrap programs due to funding shortfalls was a major concern voiced by PACE riders over the past 6 months. The loss of these services would have affected thousands of riders who depend on them. I'm happy to report that now, with the funding secured, these essential programs for ADA will continue. So in conclusion, PACE's mission remains unchanged to serve our customers with pride and reliability and care. We're working closely to evaluate the bill's provisions and ensure a smooth transition. This is a once in a generation opportunity to reimagine transit in the suburbs, and we're up to the task. And I want to thank you for your time, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Member Evans.
Thanks.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
Chris, thank you so much for this wonderful news. It's a relief to me. It must be a huge relief to you. So I just want to congratulate you on not having to worry about this quite so much anymore, and then being able to move forward. And I look forward to working with PACE even more for suburban transportation here in DuPage County. I think this is just great. This is a win for everyone here.
Thank you.
Any other comments or questions for Chris? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Onward, right? Truly. Next, do we have any RTA? John, will we wait for Metra or, oh, we have Metra, right? No.
I think that's.
Oh, we have several
we are
people.
From the RTA
RTA.
is with us today.
Okay, welcome, and please introduce yourselves for us. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Does RTA going first or Metra?
Let's have RTA go first.
Great. Hi, everyone. Thanks for having some time on the agenda for us this morning. I have a brief statement on the transit bill to read, and then I'll sort of go off script a little bit. My name is Kendra Johnson. I'm from RTA's Government Affairs team. So here, I'll go into it. The passage of Senate Bill 2111 is a landmark moment for public transit in Illinois. This bill provides the stable funding and governance reforms needed to protect transit service for the millions who ride CTA, Metra, and PACE, and the thousands of frontline workers who keep our region moving. Riders want transit that is safe, reliable, and frequent, and this transformational investment of more than $1 billion in new operating funding lays the groundwork to improve service, shorten travel times, and enhance rider experience across the region. The bill also changes the region's transit governance, transitioning the RTA to the Northern Illinois Transit Authority, and creating new requirements to coordinate service, plan strategically, and better support riders. We're grateful to leaders including Governor Pritzker, Representative Delgado, Representative Buckner, and Senator Villavalum for their commitment to this issue over the past several years. And we also want to thank the tireless members of the advocate community, our labor partners, and especially riders whose voices have ensured that transit will not only survive but thrive. We're continuing to review the bill and we'll share more in the days ahead, including how this impacts the 2026 budget process. But this marks a turning point, a commitment to the stronger, more seamless transit system that the Chicago region deserves. So that's the statement. My other comments will kind of focus on how this affects our budget process. But first, I did want to thank, DuPage staff, board members, your mayors, all of your residents who have reached out to their legislators, have reached out to us to provide feedback. Our region is really diverse, and so it's important to hear from all the different stakeholders in big conversations like these. So we really appreciate all of your focus on this issue over the past couple of years as it's come to this point. As Chris mentioned, we do have a special board meeting scheduled for Thursday at 8:30 a.m. And that's so our board can hear from our finance team on updated budget marks and how that'll influence the process moving forward over the next couple of months. Our finance teams have already been meeting with their counterparts at the service boards since the bill's passage, I think several times already, just to crunch the numbers and ensure coordination moving forward. There will be more to come after the board meeting. So, make sure you keep your eyes peeled for our email blasts. If you don't have if you're not signed up for those emails, you can email me. John has my contact information, or I can always forward things along to be distributed to the committee. We are still scheduled to present to the county board on November 12th at 7 p.m. So it's an evening meeting this year, which isn't our usual. But other than that, there will be more to come by the end of the week, I think. And then I don't know if Julio had any other updates from our mobility team, but I will pass it off to him.
Yes, good morning, everybody. So thank you, Kendra, for that. We do have a few updates. I'm Julio. I'm a mobility outreach coordinator with the RTA, part of the mobility outreach team. And our updates are, we have the RTA has posted several blogs highlighting the Far South Halsted Corridor study, comparison on how transit operations are funded, and other blogs around the fiscal cliff and legislative discussions. You can check them out at rtachicago.org/blog. We also have that the RTA has been collecting feedback from residents in the greater Chicago metropolitan area. We want to understand unmet transportation needs faced by people and their families. To help us improve this, we have a little survey that I'm going to share via the chat for everybody along with the flyers so they can have that information. Let me see, where's the chat? Well, I'll find it after my last but not least update. We have an update for ADA paratransit holders. They are able to ride for free on CTA route, Pace, Metra, and Pace, Metra, and CTA. So they can tap their cards. So if they're riding CTA and Pace, they tap their cards and they will automatically get a free ride. For Metra, they would just have to use their ADA paratransit permit as a flash pass, and that will get them the free ride as well. And if they are traveling with personal care attendants and been approved for personal care attendants, they can ride at a reduced rate on said services as well. Those would be the updates for the mobility outreach team. Any questions for me?
I don't see any. Thank you so much for for both of your presentations. Anyone else have any other questions right now? Okay, hearing none. Thank you again. And thank you, Chris, as well. All right. And John, do we have a specific Metro report today, or will we?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Yes, this is Dimitri Skofis from Metro.
Hello, Dimitri.
Good morning. I'll be quick. I don't need to go through everything that RTA and Pace had mentioned, but once again, thank you to Madam Chair Conroy, the county board, staff, the municipalities, all supporting Metra, and conveying the message that Metra is a very important part of transportation options for the residents of suburban Cook and the Collier counties. So we're looking forward to moving forward. Two things, though, that impact our budget immediately is, as Chris mentioned at Pace, Metro is going to be rolling back the proposal to increase fares in 2026. So there will be no fare increase. And we had also proposed diverting $60 million of operating funds to capital to start, not that we haven't started, to quicken the bridge rehab or replacement project that we've started. With that legislation, we're not going to be rolling that money over, but we are going to continue to focus on bridges. Director Beckton, if you recall last week, he was at the county board meeting doing our budget presentation. He specifically talked about bridges. So that's a very important item that we need to address throughout our system. Projects, I won't get too much more into the budget. Projects in DuPage, Glen Ellen and Elmhurst continue to move forward with the design of their new depot platforms and pedestrian tunnel projects. Metro is contributing funds to those projects. Elmhurst is about 100% design. Glen Ellen is up there, maybe at 90%. And then Metro, we have several Metro-led projects in DuPage. Westmont, we're going to build new platforms and do an interior rehab of the depot. That is approaching 100% design. Hinsdale Highlands, we're going to rehab that depot. We're just starting design. We're basically at 10%. West Hinsdale, we're looking to replace that shelter/small depot. That is also just started. We're at 10%. Lyle, we're going to add a new inbound shelter. That's approximately at 100% design. And then Downers Grove Main Street, we're starting design on a new shelter there. So we are investing dollars into DuPage County, and we'll continue to do so in the future. I don't have any other questions or comments. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm always available. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dimitri. Does anyone have any Metro-related questions? Okay, I don't see any right now, Dimitri, but we do know where to find you. So thank you so much. I appreciate the update, especially investment in DuPage and our stations. And I happen to live about 600 feet from the Glen Ellen station. So I'm looking forward to that after, I think, 65 years at least. I think the station, it needs help. Thank you. But thank you again. Anyone have any other old business? Any new business? Okay, hearing none. I adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you again.